ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, we have the NCAA Week 2 college football picks here. Week 1, I was 14-7 straight up picks, 9-12 against the spread, 11-10 on the over/under. A little bit down from week 0, so year to date. 23-9 straight up picks, 15-17 against the spread, 19-13 on the over/under, which makes me a total of 57-39 on the year. That's a 59.3%. Like I said in last week, the goal, the projected, what I really want to be is at 66%. That's 2/3. I can deal with over 60. It's 50 stuff I don't like. All right, so we get 21 games this week for you. Straight up picks against the spread over/under. First game, we have the 0-1 Louisville Cardinals going up against the 1-0 University of Central Florida Knights. The Knights scored 56 points in their season opener, where the Cardinals only scored 7. The Knights are favored by 5.5. I got the Knights winning, covering, and taking under on the 62.5. The number 1 seed, the 1-0 Alabama Crimson Tide, went up against the 1-0 Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns won 52-10 in week 1, while the Crimson Tide won 55-0. Alabama is favored by 20 in this game. I got Alabama winning, Roll Tide. I got Alabama covering the 20, and I'm taking under on the 62. The 1-0 Duke Blue Devils versus the 1-0 Northwestern Wildcats. The Blue Devils shut out on their first week. They won 30-0, while the Wildcats barely won 31-28. Wildcats are favored by 9.5. I got them winning, covering, and I'm taking over on the 54. Next up, we have the battle of the 1-0 state rivals. Missouri Tigers 1-0 versus the 1-0 Kansas State Wildcats. Both teams scored big points in the first game. Kansas State won 34-0. Tigers won 52-24. In this game, Kansas State is favored by 8. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm going to Kansas State winning, covering the 8, and over in the 54.5. Next up, we have the 1-0 Ohio Bobcats versus the 1-0 Penn State Lions. Penn State is favored by 24.5. I got Penn State winning. I got Ohio covering the 24.5 and taking over on the 53.5. The 1-0 South Carolina Gamecocks versus the 19th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks, who are also 1-0. The Razorbacks are favored by 8.5. I got Arkansas winning, South Carolina covering the 8.5. I think it's going to be just a touchdown. And I have under on the 53. Next up, we have the 0-1 battle of the 0-1 teams. University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners versus the Army West Point Black Knights. Both teams coming off tight losses. Roadrunners lost by 2 points, while the Black Knights lost by 10. The Roadrunners are favored by 2. I got giving that 2 to Army. I got Army winning, covering, and over on the 56. Next up, we have the 22 ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons, who are 1-0 versus the 2-0 Vanderbilt Commodores. Wake Forest is favored by 8. I'm giving that 8 to Vandy. I got Vandy winning, covering, and under on the 61. Battle of the 0-1 Memphis Tigers, Navy Midshipmen. Memphis Tigers got blown out 49-23 in week 1, while the Shipmen only lost by a touchdown. Memphis is favored by 6.5. I actually have them winning, covering, and under on the 51.5. The battle of the 1-0s, the Tennessee Volunteers, who are 1-0 versus the 17th ranked Pittsburgh Panthers. Tennessee is favored by 6.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 65.5. The battle of the 1-0 Washington State Cougars versus the 18th ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Badgers did win 38-0 in week 1. They are favored by 17. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 46.5. The 24th ranked Houston Cougars 1-0 versus the Texas Tech Red Raiders, who are also 1-0. Texas Tech's favored by 3. I'm giving that 3 to Houston. I got Houston winning, covering, and over on the 65.5. We have the Battle of Iowa. Iowa State Cyclones 1-0 versus the Iowa Hawkeyes, who are also 1-0. Iowa Hawkeyes are favored by 3.5. I'm giving that 3.5 to Iowa State. I got Iowa State winning, covering, and under on the 41.5. The 1-0 UNLV Running Rebels are Rebels now versus the 1-0 California Golden Bears. California is favored by 13. I got California winning, UNLV covering, and under on the 50.5. The Virginia Cavaliers, who are 1-0, versus the Illinois Fighting Illini, who are 1-1. Illinois is favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 56. The UAB Blazers, who are 1-0, going against the 1-0 Liberty Flames. The Blazers are favored by 5.5. I'm giving that 5.5 to Liberty. I got Liberty winning, covering, and over on the 51.5. The 1-0 Florida Gators host the 20th ranked Kentucky Wildcats, who are also 1-0. Florida is favored by 4.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 52.5. The Arizona State Sun Devils, who are 1-0, versus the 12th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are 1-0. Oklahoma State is favored by 11.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 55. 14th ranked USC Trojans, who are 1-0, versus the Stanford Cardinals, who are also 1-0. USC favored by 9. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 65.5. The Boston Eagles 0-1 versus the Virginia Tech Hokies, who are 0-1. Both schools losing by close margins in week 1. Boston lost by 1, while Virginia Tech lost by 3. Virginia Tech is favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 46.5. And last but not least, we have the 10th ranked Baylor Bears 10-0 versus the 25th ranked BYU Cougars, also 1-0. BYU is favored by 3.5. I'm giving that 3.5 to Baylor. I got Baylor winning, covering, and over on the 53.5. That is the 21 games for week 2 of the NCAA that we are covering here on Robert Sports Show. The plan is to do about 21 games each and every week. Some weeks we're going to do like the high-profile games, top 25, kind of the more games that have a chance of going either way, where you actually got to work for the picks and see how you do. Not just those, they're playing an FCS team, I wonder who's going to win kind of deal. Try to stay away from those this year as much as I can. But yeah, look forward to it. Hopefully we can do a little bit better this week than we did in week 1. NFL week 1 picks coming up next, so stay tuned to Robert Sports Show. Also, if you're a NASCAR fan, check those out. If you're a pro wrestling fan, lots of reviews from the weekend that was pro wrestling. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader of sports channel content.